Hi, first graders. So today for math, we are going to learn how to play a game, and it's called Build It. How many tens? So this is a game that you can play with a partner at home, a family member, or a brother or sister, or a mom or dad. So you can play with a family member at home, and I'm going to show you how you can make the parts of the game. So if you want to play this at home, this is what you're going to need. You don't need this now. We're just going to do it together today. But after you watch the video, if you want to make these cards and play with a family member at home, you could do this. So what you'll need are 10 cards, cards that count by 10, all the way up to 90. So you're going to need 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. Okay? So you're going to need the 10 cards. The other thing you're going to need are cards that show 10 frames. So just like when we done with word problems, we draw 4 lines going down and then a line across. And then we make sure there's 10 parts and we draw circles. So I just made a bunch of these on index cards. So if you have index cards at home, you could make them. Or if you just have paper, you can cut into rectangles and make 10 frames. Okay, so I made about 10 of these. I used about 10 index cards to make 10 frames. Okay, so you could have a family member help you with that and you could make the cards for the game. But for today, we're just going to play it together and I'm going to show you how to play it. We'll do it together. Okay, so I'm going to take the 10 cards and I'm going to shuffle them up, mix them up as best I can with one hand. Okay, and then you turn your 10 cards over. Okay, so I'm going to put them in a pile right there. So those are my 10 cards turned over. Now the other thing that you can make at home, just take a blank sheet of paper, and again, you're just going to split it into, make it look like a 10 frame. Split it into 10 parts, okay? Now this is, I have a whiteboard, so I'm going to use this whiteboard, but I'm going to show you, after I record our work on here, I'm going to show you how you can record it over here. And you're not going to have to write all these words, okay? If you have a whiteboard at home, you could do the same thing I'm doing on this, okay? All right, so this is how we play the game. So you're going to turn one partner, so decide who goes first, is going to turn over the 10 card. So I picked 70, okay? So now what I have to do is I have to build that number with my 10 frames, okay? So I have my pile of 10 frames right here, so I'm going to build it with the 10 frames. So remember, we're counting by 10, so count with me. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. Okay, so I'm going to move back so you can see the 7 groups of 10. So let's count by 10s again. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. Okay, so you choose a number card, you build that number with the 10 frames. Now we're going to record our answer. And I'm just going to put the phone down because I need to uncap the marker. Hold on, everybody. I'm still here. Okay, now I have the marker uncapped. Okay, so our number is, our number was 70. Okay, so I'm going to record that. Our number was 70. How many tens? Now remember, this is one group of 10. So how many tens is 70? In other words, how many 10 frames, how many cards? So think about that for 1 minute. How many tens? How many of these 10 frames do I have? Okay, if you said 7, you are correct. because this is one group of 10, two groups of 10, three groups of 10, four groups of 10, five groups of 10, six groups of 10, seven groups of 10. So it's 7 tens. Now our equation will be adding 10 7 times, just like we did on our word problems this week. So I'm going to write nice and small and start at the left. 10 plus 10 plus 10 plus 10 plus 10 plus 10. I think I need one more. Plus 10 equals, let's count, make sure I have 7 tens. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Good, I have my 7 tens. Let's count by tens. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. Almost didn't fit it. Okay. So my number was 70. Excuse me. My number is 70. 7 tens. We have 7 groups of 10. And then our equation is 10 plus 10 plus 10 plus 10 plus 10 plus 10 plus 10 equals 70. 7 groups of 10. Okay, now, you may not have a whiteboard like this. So, what you can do on your paper is you can just write the number 70, and then just write 7 tens, and then write the equation. 10 plus 10 plus 10 plus 10 plus 10 plus 10 plus 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep, I have 7 groups of 10. Okay. Let me pull back so you can see it. So I just write the number, how many tens. You have to write the word tens. You can't just write 7. You have to write 7 tens. And then your equation. 10 plus 10 plus 10 plus 10 plus 10 plus 10 plus 10 equals 70. Okay? So you don't have to write all these words. You just have to record it like this. So that's your turn. And then your partner will take a turn, and your partner will record their work over here. Okay? So if you have a whiteboard, you can just erase the numbers that we wrote in. So I'm just going to write this, erase the 70 and erase the 7, and I'll erase the equation. Okay. So let's put all of our cards in a pile again. We'll put the 70 on the bottom because we already used that one. Okay, now we're going to take the next card. So this will be your partner's turn. Now you just had a turn. Now this is your partner's turn. 80. Okay. So next step after we pick the number is we have to build it with the 10 frames. So count by tens with me. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80. We're counting by tens because each 10 frame is 10. Okay, so let's count again together. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80. Okay, so let's record our work. So remember, our number is 80. So where it says our number is, I'm going to write 80. How many tens? I want you to think about this. How many tens? Be careful now. How many groups of 10 do we have in 80? If you said 8, you are correct. Because we have 8 groups. This is one group of 10, 2 groups of 10, 3 groups of 10, 4 groups of 10, 5 groups of 10, 6 groups of 10, 7 groups of 10, 8 groups of 10. Each one of these is one group. Okay, it's not 80. If it was 80 groups of 10, I would have 80 of these cards, and I don't have 80 cards. I didn't make that many. It's not 80 tens, it's 8 tens. So be careful, okay? It's how many groups of 10? 8 tens. Okay, now we're going to write the equation. So remember, now we have to add 10 8 times. Okay, 10 plus 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 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 equals 80. Okay, so let's read the equation together. 10 plus 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 10 equals 80. Okay, now if you don't have a whiteboard like this, remember before we can use our sheet over here. So remember, all you have to do, so this will be your partner, right? Because you already had your turn. So pretend this is your partner's turn. So your partner would write the number 80, and 80 is the same as 8 tens, and then they would write their equation. 10 plus 10 plus 10 plus 10 plus 10 plus 10 equals 80. Okay? Now, can I leave off the word tens? No. You can't just write the number 8 because it's not 8, it's 8 tens, which is the same as 80. Okay, let's do one more. Let me gather all the 10 frame cards. Okay, let's do one more. Let's put 80 on the bottom, and let's pick. Okay, so we have the number, we picked the number 30. Okay, so let me erase my board. Okay, so while I'm erasing, think about how many 10 frame cards do I have to put out? How can I build 30? How many 10 frames do I need? Okay, well, let's count by tens. 10, 20, 30. Okay, 10, 20, 30. Okay, so I just built the number 30 with my 10 frame cards. So let me record this up here. Our number is 30. How many tens? Okay. Now I bet you're really good at this now. How many tens are in the number 30? How many groups of 10? How many 10 frames? If you said 3, you are correct. 3 tens. 1 group of 10, 2 groups of 10, 3 groups of 10. And now we're going to write our equation. 10 plus 10 plus 10 equals 30. Okay? And now back on your recording sheet, you would write 30, 3 tens, and then 10 plus 10 plus 10 equals 30. Okay, so you would continue playing with your partner, going back and forth as long as you want to. You could set a timer, or you could agree to just fill up the whole sheet. So you and your partner would decide how long you play. Okay, so remember, if you want to play this at home, you could make your 10 cards. You could have a family member help you. You could rewind to the beginning of this video so you know which 10 cards to make, and then you make, I think I made 10 frames. So you could make 10 of these 10 frames on index cards or just regular paper that you cut. And if you do make the game at home and play it, be sure to send a picture to your teacher. You could send a picture of your cards that you made. You could send a picture of your recording sheet, or you could send a picture of you and your family member playing. Okay, we would love to see it. Okay, so that's it for today, first graders. So I hope you get to play this game at home and have fun with it and do lots of good learning. and keep practice counting by tens. Okay, we'll see you next time.